So pretty. So pretty. Yeah. Hello, lovely people. So, for those who are wondering, it's like, what the hell is happening? Huge disclaimer. If you see this amplifier anywhere for sale, do not buy it. This amplifier is literally dangerous, and I'm gonna show you why. So, this amplifier was sent to me by Frank from Heppa King, so thank you, I guess. Because the thing is, like, he wanted to check this out. This is a very, very beautiful amplifier. It's made like properly. I'm gonna take it apart to show you the internals and everything, but you can see it's like gold finish and everything. Doesn't have no crossovers, nothing, just individual gains on the channels, channels out, RCAs, and it's even like A, B, C, D, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Power terminals on one side and everything else on the other side. And you can see this is a design that is like, I don't know how it's called, like dual stereo or something, because you have like one channel, two, three, four. And this, according to specs, oh, I have a lot of glare, supposed to be a super high-end amplifier. It is made in China by a no-name brand. That's the only thing that we have, LY 130 times 4. So it's a 4-channel and 130 watts per channel. According to specs, it's supposed to be very low THD, like 0.005 or even lower than that. And when you look at this, you kind of expect it, because you have like massive FETs, I don't know, transistors or FETs, whatever. I'm not a professional like amplifiers, so I don't really know, but these are massive. So you have only 2 per channel, where other amplifiers might have 4 or more if it's more powerful, beefier. So it has only 2, and we have, I don't know. So we're gonna go through all the distortion measurements, because I did manage to take the distortion measurements. However, the story. I got this amplifier, I hooked it up, everything, I put power in, I put this, you turn it on, green lights, you have some LEDs green, they like, looks very, very nice, everything. Then I started to measure, and I had one wire like this under the amplifier, and I just wanted to pull out this wire. So I lifted the amplifier, and I got ting, and it went off. And I started to smell something burning. So something had shorted. So imagine, brand new amplifier, you just took it out of the box, and you wanted to measure, and you literally just touched it, and something went dead. So I took it apart, and I will take it apart right now, just to show you the build quality and what happened with this amplifier. So like, from far away, it looks kind of okay, like especially this gold and everything, it looks very, very nice. But when you look slightly closer, you're starting to find already some stuff. So for example, I don't know if it will be shown here, like, look at the alignment of this. So you see this, there's a like this, and this one goes over, so it's not aligned. As well, you have from here as well, if I'll be able to focus, this kind of protrudes a bit, and this goes a bit deeper. And again, this is from factory. I did open it up, but it's from factory. Then from this side, so this one, yeah, this side, it goes like flat, kinda, over the top. But this side is, it's like this is too short. So yeah, that's sign number 1. Then this plastic window, it came like this. I didn't do anything. It was like this in the box. And it's literally just a little bit of glue and very, very soft, very thin plexiglass. Yeah, so let me take it apart, and I'm going to show you what I found. Okay, so this side, yeah, you can see, like, screws are nice. They're very nice. They like gold plated or something, I don't know, but they look very, very nice. They are tapped, so it's not like it doesn't bite, so they are tapped. However, you see these holes, yeah? So these are supposed to be for these screws, because when I took it apart, what I found is this. Yeah. So basically what happened, where whoever was making this panel, probably because these are like mirror image, but these are not. So when they designed this, I would imagine they miscalculated the sides and basically these were wrong because the actual threads are unlike these, and they drilled it by hand, I would assume, because it wasn't me. I didn't do this. It came like this from factory. Let's disassemble it fully. So look, this is exactly what I mean. See, if I take it out, you see these? So these were probably designed, I don't know how, but either they miscalculated these because they're supposed to be on these sides, or is just something wrong with this. But yeah, but everything is tapped. So holes are drilled and tapped. So this is nice. However, you see this? So the main construction is that you have an aluminium heatsink that goes through the whole bottom, yeah, and it is kind of cooling through the main heatsink. So these are connected, and this is very important because I'm going to show you something. Let me take the other side. Okay, so this. Among the screws. Now the main board is just, you can just push it out. And I think it pushes out together with the top. So let me try it. There we go. Push it out like so. Okay, and let me remove the top just to see the whole board. So, like, when you look at this, it looks just gorgeous. It's amazing. You have like symmetry, everything. You have two power supplies, so one for one side, the other one for the other side. It just loads of caps, loads of everything. It looks very, very cool. However, so what happened when I touched this? If you look here, so remember, this bottom plate is ground because it's connected to the chassis and it's basically ground. And here, if you're able to see these. So these are speaker terminals, yeah? And you see them there. Yeah. So according to this one, if I put it like this, this one and this one is positive, and this one and this one is positive, and the others are negative. So basically you have this one positive, you see that? So I tried to put something in between, because what happened is when I touched this corner, these shorted into this. I will take the actual PCB out so you can see there is like a layer that's supposed to be insulating, but it's aligned very poorly. And what happened, one of the positive from the speaker terminals shorted to the ground, to the main base. So imagine if this would happen in your car. You buy a brand new amplifier, you tuck it in, and first time you power it, first time over a bump, bam. Okay, so let me take this board apart and we'll see what's in there. Okay, so the board is out. The board is held very good. So it has 12 screws. Those screws are quite long, all threaded, and everything is threaded into that actual aluminum heatsink. So it is threaded quite good, and the board doesn't flex because the board is very, very flimsy. It's very, very thin. However, so here you have, even if when I hold it like this, it's bending. You're not going to see it from the top, but it is bending already from its own weight. You have these, which are op amps, and they are replaceable. So you just pull the ones out, you can put the better ones in, which is fine. Then these, I would imagine, the driver cards or whatever they're called. And these are the transistors, because it's a class AB amplifier. Now, from the bottom, we have something like this. So these are the pads that's left there, which is fine. They're cooling. But you see, all these ground traces, yeah, they're fine. But they're protruding, especially the speaker ones. You see these? So they're protruding by like 3-4 millimeters or something like that. And even if you have these standoffs, so these standoffs are kind of almost the same size as these. Let me try to show you better, like this. And you can see, you can start seeing the issue that these can very easily ground to this one. So what they did is, I put these cardboard insert, just, you know, and you have this. So this amplifier has these ones. So they're supposed to be like insulators that insulate from accidental touching speaker positive to this one. But they do have holes, so they are used for something else. And they're not aligned properly, because you can see this is kind of going out. So this should be pushed a bit more inwards towards the screw. And what is happening, I'm going to try to do it very easy because... oh my goodness. It's very, very flimsy. Okay, so do you see the issue? Like this, let me actually mark it for you. Okay, so these are going like this and like this. See? These basically where they finished. Yeah? So everything outside of these is not protected. And when you put it like this, you can see that this one is basically on bare metal. It's touching the bare metal. And this is B channel positive. And exactly the same for A channel positive, which is a C channel positive, which is this one. So this one is as well. See? Basically touching metal. So when this is on standoffs, it's fine. But if you have standoffs right here, and these standoffs are exactly the same size as this. So just literally need a tiny little push, because it's plastic. Yeah, it's not metal. You tiny push it and it's shorting. So yeah, just for this reason, I cannot recommend buying this amplifier. I have thermal paste all over the place. But like, and what happened is I burned these. So what happened, these are RCA ground, and basically it burned a trace. So I soldered that trace, fired it up, and everything is fine. But yeah, just because of that, it's extremely, extremely bad. And the only fix really is either to trim these legs, actually trim it quite a lot, or put more protection here. So I don't know if I will be using it, but that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make these bigger, just to cover a bigger area, and trim these down quite a lot so they wouldn't protrude and there would be no chance of shorting anything. Because you have these as well here. I don't know what that is, but like these, they're protruding as well. Some of these are exactly the same size as the standoffs. So from this point of view, this is really, really, really bad. Oh, I need to clean this. It's really, really bad, but it looks gorgeous. We have fuses inside, so if you blow a fuse, if you want to replace it, you have to take the whole amplifier out of the casing, because the fuses are here if you want to replace them. Hey, you know. So yeah, this is the amplifier itself. And now let's go to see the measurements, because I did measure it, I did manage to, I fixed it, and then I measured it. Let's see how it measures. Okay, so this amplifier, if you go to Distortion Factory, if you still don't know, Distortion Factory is a Facebook group where we have all the measurements of everything that we do, basically, and we have some discussions about amplifiers. You can join that. So in this group, I made a post. So this is LE 130 times 4, and I have all these measurements in this group. However, I had a link for it, but now I'm looking at it, I opened the link, I have only this, and there's absolutely no information, because before that it was loads of information about this amplifier. Now it's nothing, just the price. So whatever that is, Frank said that he paid, no, this is something wrong, he paid about $200 for the amplifier, and in the specs there were there we go, 0.005% THD. So let's have a look at the amplifier measurements. I measured, for some reason, 3 channels only. I don't know why, but this is the main thing. So we have power up to 1% THD. We have about 110 watts. So I'm testing my stuff on 13.2 volts. So if we bump it up to 14.4, probably is going to do 130, which is perfectly fine. And the THD drops down to 0.13. So it's far away from the claim of 0.05, which is here. Okay, it's not that bad, but the main thing is you see this massive bump, and I thought, okay, maybe it's just one channel. So I tested another channel, exactly the same, and I tested the other channel, and it's exactly the same. And I think the fourth one was the same, but I just, for some reason, I don't have it here. But yeah, we have this massive bump in here, which is dominated by third harmonic. So the second one is way down below, and the THD and the third is dominating in here. That means that on low power, because this is power like 1 watt up to 10 watts, you have third and you have THD, which is not that pleasant. If you want a pleasant sound, you want the second harmonic to be on the top with the noise, but this is not as good. And again, on all the channels, this one dips slightly below 0.1, which is, how much is it? 0.0064, which is very, very close to the claimed power, but in literally just in that area. And this channel, 0.007. So it's not far away from the claim, but it doesn't reach the claim, especially on all channels. And clean power, we're getting about 60 watts. Well, 60 watts of super clean power from this amplifier. But this is, again, I have something similar when I did the review of a recoil class AB, and I had this bump on a few channels, and then on different channels it was lower and lower and lower. So I said that it might be something to do with the amplifier design, but this is weird because this amplifier is like, the design of it's like 4 different amplifiers, so they shouldn't interact with each other, and we see the same trend on all the channels. So that means there's something wrong, I'm not sure what. But in regards to the THD, it's not that bad, because my kind of guideline is below 0.1 it's okay, below 0.01 is super good. If it reaches 0.05, it's an amazing amplifier. So for high power here between like 30 and 60, which is for like mid bass and stuff, it's very good. But for low power, for like tweeters, which run on 1, 2, 3 watts, which is here, I would avoid using this amplifier for that. Let's have a look at THD versus frequency. It's totally flat. There's no issue there. It's just the only issue is that I just tested 2 channels. So the only issue is that the whole THD is quite high, and it is dominated by the third harmonic and the THD. And the second one is way down below, even lower than the noise, which you would want the opposite. So that's the kind of downside to it. If we have a look at the sine, we see exactly the same. So noise floor is good, everything is good, quite a lot of harmonics for 5 watts, and you have the third one, which is this, and you can see that it's minus 73 dB, which some people say is gonna be audible. So this amplifier is gonna have a character, maybe a bit biting. I don't want to use all those audiophilic terms that people use to describe how amplifier might sound, so I'm just gonna leave it to decide it for you. But it certainly has character, especially with the higher order. You have fifth and seventh, which is odd harmonics, and they're quite high, so yeah, it's not as good. This bump at 30k, it's fine because it's above the audible range, not a problem at all. Another channel, exactly the same, just slightly different noise floor, but exactly the same. I didn't do like all the measurements because I didn't want to burn that amplifier by accident by touching it. Here we have intermodulation, which we play a 60 Hz tone and 7K, and we watch for harmonics. So for the 7K, it's fine, it's just a little bit here, but it's like minus 100 dB, not a problem. But here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 peaks, and again, third harmonic is there at minus 75, which is not that great. For the higher frequencies, it's not that bad, but again, harmonics quite high, minus 75, and especially the 2 kilohertz at minus 82, which is not ideal. Frequency response is totally fine, not an issue. Like I never had any issues with frequency response of an amplifier. It's okay. Phase is fine as well, no problems there. But yeah, the measurements are not bad. They're not great, but they're not bad. You could live with this amplifier. You could have some, it has some character, it's gonna give its own sound, but the only thing that I'm saying this amplifier is dangerous for is for those traces. So unless you really want to buy it for the looks, buy it, but do something with those traces so it wouldn't short like it did short to me. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.